Welcome back to the Titanium Hangar. This is Mike, and I'm coming at you with my top 5 list of masterpiece figures that either have not been made, need to get remade, or whatever. And like, subscribe, dislike, comment, tell me what you think should be the next masterpiece made. Masterpiece Transformers, the third parties, or whatever. But in that scale, in that quality, and of course, I'm a G1 lover, so you're not going to see any crazy stuff on here. Before I get into my list, I'm going to tell you that Metroplex and even up to 4 Max and anything that Hasbro's done in the Titan series, I kind of that scratched that itch for me for now. Maybe down the road, that's all that's left. But we discussed the scale of Citybots, and that may not be feasible to even display, and that might not be financially feasible, or might be something put off to HasLab. And I'm going to get to that later, more in depth, but I want to get into that, and I want to get into combiners, and then I'll get into my list. So, I'm working on some combiners here, and, you know, I'd like a Masterpiece Superion. I'd like a Masterpiece Minosaur, but they're already announced, they're getting made, so that's not going to top my list. I've got a Toy World Devi, and I'll show you, make another video unboxing that. I haven't unboxed it yet, but I got it. It's got the green thighs, which is the one I wanted. And then, you know, I've already got this Warbotron, K-oversized Warbotron. Bruticus, there's a better Bruticus coming. I might not get that. But the only combiner I'd really want would be a Computron. I'm sure that's going to come. But it doesn't top my list. My number 5 is going to be Astro Train. Simply because the best version is this Chugga DX9. Chugga. And he's good, but not great. Not as cartoon accurate I've like. And, you know, there's some other ones that are more cartoon accurate, but doesn't have the right presence. This guy's solid figure. He's a very good figure. I just would like a little bit more G1 tune accuracy to him. And that would be my number 5 recommendation. So the next one on my list would be the Omnibots. And this one here is the Overdrive. There's a downshift. And I'll show you this flyer. Those of you who do not remember this flyer, it was a lot of fun back in the day. But you've got downshift, overdrive, camshaft. They're actually all different. But I just like the overdrive one myself, and camshaft's okay. But it's a little bit different aesthetic. They weren't really, I didn't remember seeing them in the cartoon, but I really liked them as G1 figures. So that would be on my list, these Omnibots. And done right in a proper masterpiece scale, it would be awesome. Here's my G1 versions. And of course, this is the one I like the most, so that's why I have a couple of them. He's also introduced unique transformations that actually required steps and an order in how you did it. That was my number 4 slot, the Omnibots. My number 3 pick for the masterpiece figure that needs to get made, remade, or done is Scorponok. And yeah, I don't have Zarek in there. So this is my G1 version. I have not sprung for any of the third parties out there because of size, and they've skewed too far from G1. And I'm sorry, but you know what? There's been some IDW figures. Let me say, Toy Wars Leia that actually fits in G1. Good old Devastator for the Toy World. But I don't know what inspires all these other third parties to make Scorponok. Scorponok should be made. And you know what? If Hasbro comes out and says, hey, I'm going to do this, the Titan Returns, whatever, the leader size treatment, I'll be okay with that for now. And that probably scratch the itch for me. But I think Fans Toys or somebody should make one on scale with Omega Supreme. Now, Omega Supreme is great. We've got 3 different third-party options. 2 of them I think are serious players. One's fun. But this is where I should go. And this is my number 3. Scorponok. So, number 2. My second most requested, or the one I want the most, second most. Unicron. Of course, Unicron is the bomb.com. I think that HasLab's going to make Unicron as their first Transformers HasLab figure. And why not? You've got the original Unicron. You can remold them into this black Cyberverse, whatever black version of Unicron that there is. You could do so many things with Unicron. But what would be a 4-foot Unicron or 6-foot Unicron that rolls up, folds up into a 3-foot ball or something? But that's what needs to get made. Now, if HasLab makes it, and they make it Masterpiece scale, or even if they make it in what they're doing their Titans, it would be excellent. And that's something that top of my list. Lastly, I want to discuss my number 1. It's Punch Counter Punch. And they're going to make this guy in the Titan Returns version of him, or whatever, Power of the Primes. Hasbro's making a deluxe version. And it's a $25 deluxe version, which is insane. But if you're going to spend $25 on a deluxe version, you might as well spend $90 on a Masterpiece version. That looks amazing. Now, I was kind of surprised with the engineering behind this guy to turn him into 2 different figures. And if we can have that engineering back then, what can they do today? And I'm really impressed with some of the figures that have come out and really excited. So let me know what you think about my list. Do you think Punch Counter Punch would be your number 1? Is that top your list? Who tops your list? Who does not top your list? Is there somebody that I missed that, oh my gosh, we got to make that figure? Like, subscribe, Titanium Hanger. Out.